Hello! Woo! I have two webcams hooked up, so one of them is currently opaque. Or transparent. Semi-transparent. Okay. Well, we're going to start with Chapter 2, and also Chapter 2 doesn't have a program in it, so then we're going to go into Chapter 3. So I guess it'll be a story time. Chapter 2 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, well, 8, not 7 pages, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Before we get to the program, wow, this is like Rachel's story time. Okay, so I have these two webcams. This is the new webcam, but it looks shitty and green, and that's what I get for buying a webcam that is like this weird off-brand thing. And then this is a nice Logitech webcam, but the cable's frayed in the back and it disconnects all the time, so. Okay, well, I guess we will read on this camera. So I'll just move this down here and move this bigger, and then hopefully you can also read along if you would like. So last time they were on an airplane with the senator, and the secret message cipher said don't do anything. And then we were discovered, and then there was a loudspeaker and it said hostages run for your lives, so I guess we might be getting shot at or something. I don't know. I literally haven't read this book, so I hope there's nothing like too offensive in it. It is from the 80s, so we'll reimagine it if that's the case. Okay, so let me see this. Look at how green everything is. This is bad. What if I hold this camera like this? Can I like read this at a comfortable angle? Oops. I'm gonna do that. Well, oh yeah, I tried to record my calculator with this camera one time and it didn't like it because it just wasn't focusing. Grrr. Maybe we'll use the other camera. I just have to hold up my arm and not get tired. Focus on the text camera. Maybe I'll just photograph pictures of the pages and then edit them in afterwards, and then I will just read them now, and then we'll just have some video editing to do, and so you get to see me read from two different angles. Or, actually, we can have a cat cam as well. You can watch this kitty cat sleep while I read the book. So, good to go? Good to go. Okay. Chapter 2. Your captors seem momentarily dazed by this hitch in their plans. While they go for their guns, you and Senator Macklin wrench away. Luckily, the hijackers start shooting at the troops who have surrounded them, and not at you. Luckily, they're shooting at the troops. Okay. Sprinting for cover, you hear the fire of machine guns. From the safety of an airplane hangar, you turn to see the two hijackers laying lifeless on the ground. Gently, a government official leads you away. You've barely had time to catch your breath when a dapper little man in a white suit and a Panama hat bustles into the lounge where you and Senator Macklin are recovering from your ordeal. What's a Panama hat? Panama hat! Following directly on his heels is one of the hijackers you just saw looking rather dead on the runway. Well done, Orion, the official says, using your ACT code name. He puts his hand on the hijacker's shoulder and continues, I'm sure you remember the chameleon. You shake your head with a smile. Remembering him isn't the problem. Recognizing him is. The last time you worked with the chameleon, he helped you free a computer buddy of yours from Brute's clutches. Even though the two of you worked closely, it's impossible to identify him now. The chameleon's own personality is as bland as cottage cheese, but when he takes on a role, he literally becomes the character he's playing. His own mother would have sworn that the guy with the grimy clothes and the machine gun was a hijacker, and certainly not her son. The senator's angry voice interrupts. The senator's angry voice interrupts your thoughts. What is going on here? I don't know what senators sound like. A little ruse to save your life, Senator, the man in the white suit replies. Let me introduce myself. I'm Conrad Clausen, the Caribbean Act Coordinator. I don't know why ACT would be interfering in my business, Macklin shoots back, but if you're really part of that organization, let's see some proof. The senator may need proof, but you don't. You've been involved in so many assignments since you joined the Adventure Connection team that nothing surprises you, least of all the appearance of the Chameleon. Now you look up to see him grinning. I don't have enough dude voices. I have low voice. I have high voice. I have my normal voice. I have fake falsetto voice. I can speak with funky accent that is not very good. This is a dilemma. I've used up all of my voices. I could try to do a southern accent. I don't know. So, okay, the Chameleon is, southern. It may take Clausen all morning to straighten out the senator. Let me buy you a soda and I'll give you the executive overview. Seated at a table in the corner, the Chameleon begins. Clausen didn't know you were on that plane until after he saw the passenger list. You're such a good agent that we were afraid you're gonna mess up our plans. That's why we sent that message. But having you on that plane was a lucky break for ACT. We'll really need a computer expert on this mission. Well, so much for your vacation, you think. When duty calls, you've got to answer. Besides, you're a sucker for adventure. I suppose you know about the energy conference the senator is coordinating on Corona. The Chameleon continues. Well, some scary things have been going down over there the past few weeks. A lot of VIPs have come back from vacations that they're acting pretty strange. Do they have respiratory viruses? What do you mean, you ask? Across the room you can hear Clausen and Macklin having a heated discussion. Every one of them has been making erratic and uncharacteristic policy decisions. The president of a hamburger chain gave away the recipe for their secret sauce. A dyed-in-the-wool environmentalist signed over the rights to strip mine half of the Rocky Mountains. And a coach in the National Football League tried to get Yogi Berra for his first-round draft choice. Is Yogi Berra a baseball person? Your eyes widen. All of those people visited Corona in the past few weeks? Wait, where's Corona? Affirmative, and now Macklin's running an energy conference there, with a guest list that includes representatives from every major oil source in the world. Texas oil barons, the Russians, whoever's drilling in the North Sea, and all of the Arab oil sheiks. Even Nasser el-Blat's coming. And he hasn't left his palace in 15 years. If this group returns making strange decisions, we could be in for World War III. You're about to ask a question when the discussion on the other side of the room becomes so loud that you can't ignore it anymore. You watch as Clausen pulls out an ACT briefing folder and shoves it in Macklin's face. As the senator reads, he shuts up for the first time in 15 minutes. When he looks up, you notice that his skin has turned a particular shade of green. You mean I might have come back from Corona advocating the sale of Alaska to the communist bloc? And El Blat, what crazy things might he have tried? Clausen shrugs. Who knows, but I'm glad you finally understand the danger. We think that every VIP leaving Corona is under some sort of mental control. It's as if they've been brainwashed, but brainwashing takes a long time. This seems to happen overnight. But why did you have to pull this crazy hijacking stunt? Macklin asks. Why couldn't you come to my office? Believe me, we tried, but your secretary just got back from a pre-conference trip to Corona. Need I say more? The senator looked sick before, but now he looks as if he could use intensive care. Well, thanks for giving it to me straight, he mumbles. At least I know the worst of it. Unfortunately, that's not all, Clausen contradicts, dimming the lights and bringing up an aerial reconnaissance slide on a projector. See this dark area in the water right off Corona's coast? We think it's an underwater laboratory. It could be producing anything from weapons to drugs. How come you don't know for sure? The senator questions. Because every special agent sent down to investigate has mysteriously disappeared. Clausen runs through some more slides, but you're not watching anymore. There's a tight feeling in your chest as you think about all those ACT agents who vanished. This is too important to give up on, Clausen is saying. We've just sent down another covert operative, and we're going to back him up with a crack team. We want you to join them. Now let me get this straight, the senator begins. You hijacked me on the way to Corona in order to give me the chance to go down there with an ACT team and risk my life. I must be crazy, but I'm going to accept. Good man. Oh wait, shit, what was his voice? Good man, the chameleon exclaims. You look at him and gasp. The 2-day stubble and grubby clothes are gone. Instead, he's dressed in crisp white pants and a navy blazer with a silk ascot at the neck. On his head is a jaunty naval officer's cap. He's transformed himself into Scarf Windhammer! Scarf Windhammer, he supplies. America's Cup winner and yachtsman par excellence. But if I'm gonna be sailing my 60-foot schooner into Corona Harbor tomorrow afternoon, I'd better be leaving. Bye! Clausen grins. Just a second, Scarf. Haven't you forgotten something? The mariner looks up with the haughty expression he reserves only for landlubbers. Yes? You hear the door behind you close and turn to see a young blonde woman who's either a model or a beauty contest winner. I guess I'll use my falsetto voice. Scarf, darling, how lovely of you to invite me along for a little sail, she says. Scarf doesn't even miss a beat. My pleasure, he drawls, and then he turns back to the group. I'd like you to meet Crystal, a distinguished chemist and scuba diving instructor who is one of ACT's most valuable assets. The senator looks as if he's ready to sign up for scuba diving lessons on the spot. However, Scarf has other plans. Christy, he exclaims, linking his arms with hers. We're gonna be late if we don't set sail with the tide. He turns to you and the senator. See ya soon, and with that they're both gone. You two have to be leaving also, Clausen says. We want you to gather as much information as possible before Scarf and Crystal arrive. Your rendezvous point will be at the guest's social hour tomorrow afternoon. Just a second, you say. How will we make contact with the other agent? Oh, he'll be in touch, Clausen answers you. But be on the lookout for a guy in evening clothes and a black cape. I didn't realize Dracula joined the ACT, you quip. Oh, he's better than Dracula, Clausen promises. He's Marlowe the Magnificent, and he's headlining the show at the resort's Copa Room. Lucky for us, he's a magician and a PhD physiologist. A magician, you think. What will ACT come up with next? But from what you've heard about this mission, you may need a little magic to unravel the mysteries of what's going on in Corona. And live to tell about it. Chapter 3. Too bad you're at the Corona International Resort on assignment and not for a vacation, you lament the next morning. You're enjoying your third trip to the breakfast buffet. Fresh pineapple, strawberry waffles a la mode, and chocolate chip muffins. At the end of the feast, instead of paying with money, you simply insert a guest credit card in one of the computers at the door. It displays not only the charge for your meal, but also the status of your account. You've never been in such an automated hotel. Last night, you registered by logging in on a terminal. It provided the card that opens your room door and gives you access to activities and services all over the resort complex. Everything from 4 huge swimming pools and parasailing to speedboats and miniature golf. But duty calls, you're supposed to be checking this place out, you remind yourself. This sounds like every hotel. I mean, not the amenities, but the computers. After slipping into shorts and a shirt that says, I love Corona, you wander around, trying to look as carefree as everybody else. The hotel's grounds are incredible. As you stroll down a shady path, past banana and coconut trees, you can smell the salt breeze blowing in from the ocean. If this isn't paradise, you don't know what is. No wonder it's one of the most exclusive vacation spots in the world. And then you remember what Clausen told you about the scores of VIPs who've come back from this place somehow changed. The thought gives you the creeps. Corona is beautiful, alright, but it's a deadly beauty. Casually, you continue to explore, not knowing exactly what you're looking for. Then, off in a far corner of the wide lawn, you spot a pavilion shaped like a pagoda. Its walls are paneled in red and gold lacquer, and a dragon-shaped banner flies from its roof. It reminds you of an elaborate Chinese tea house. Curious, you walk up to it. The sign on the door says, "Video Game Arcade," but there's a "Closed for repairs" notice tacked up over that. You're just about to turn away when you hear unmistakable electronic noises inside. There must be a whole bunch of people in here playing video games. Maybe the place really is open and someone just forgot to remove the sign. But when you try the door, it's locked. Suddenly, that sixth sense you've learned to trust starts to tingle. Something strange is going on here, and you're gonna find out what it is. Quickly, you duck into the low hedge at the side of the pavilion and circle the building. There are no other doors, and no windows either. You've almost given up hope on getting in when you spot a seam in the wall that joins two gold panels. At the edge of the seam is a tiny metal knob. You pull, and one of the panels swings open. Inside, you find yourself behind a black curtain. "What was that, Big Owl? Did you see a light flash?" a gruff voice questions nearby. "It's just the games, you dummy," replied someone who sounds even nastier. Lifting the curtain, you sneak a look. At first, all you can make out are the flashing colors at the video display terminals. However, when your eyes become accustomed to the darkness, you see the room is indeed full of players lined up in front of the terminals. And they're not alone. Standing between the machines are muscular guards dressed in khaki shorts and packing mean-looking pistols. You're trying to make sense of the scene when the guard you've identified as Big Al points his gun at a player across the room. "That one flunked the test," he growls. "Put him over with the rejects." Immediately, two bruisers yank the player away from his machine and march him over to the side of the room where three women are already standing. The man doesn't try to struggle or even argue. Even more bizarre, except for the guards, everyone in the arcade is silent. You've got to find out what's going on, and since you're not 6 feet tall and dressed in khaki, the only way to do it is to pretend you're one of the players. You've just stepped from behind the curtain when one of the guards notices you. "Hey, what's this one doing over here? Do you think there's a problem with the control mechanism?" he questions. "Only one way to find out," Big Al says. Grabbing your shoulder, he shoves you into one of the lines. "Remember," he warns, "if they can't get the answers right, the treatment didn't take." "Yeah," his buddy chuckles wickedly, "and then they're no good for anything except shark food." Control mechanism? Shark food? You think, trying not to tremble. You still don't understand what's going on here. All you know is that in the last minute and a half you've been moved one person closer to the front of the line, and the game they're playing doesn't resemble anything you've seen at a video arcade. Cautiously, you lean forward to get a better look at the station. It's obviously a word game of some kind where the player has to make quick responses in order to score points. When the word "good" flashes across the screen, the guy in front of you responds with "evil." That answer gets him 1 point. You watch as he types the other words, always antonyms for the ones on the screen. But the responses aren't always the first thing you'd think of. The next pair really throws you for a loop. "Heaven," the display flashes. That's easy, you think, but when the player scores points with "hail," you start to panic. Are they giving it to him even though he can't spell? Or is that a trick question only players under the control mechanism can answer? Suddenly, a guard yanks him away from the screen and pushes you forward. "Have fun," he sneers. You wait tensely for the first word to flash on the screen, but before it does, someone shouts across the room. "Hey Bert, come on over here. We're having trouble opening the shark tank." Luckily, Bert is the guard who was standing over your machine. Maybe, just maybe, you have a chance to win at this game, if you can sneak a look at the program that's controlling it, and with the keyboard right here in front of you, you should be able to do it. Stealthily, you break from game mode and enter basic. With a few keystrokes, you've got a listing of the program. Then we just have to write this program out. What will it be? Now it's time to port this program from basic to C++, but looking at this, man, I don't know basic. So I'm seeing that some data is being stored, And then it has this line 80, read Q string, A string, but I don't know where those are coming from. Like I see the data being stored, but are those automatically in like a Q register? Data is used to store constant information in the program code and is used with read. Each data line can contain more things, so data constant. The data values will be read from left to right, beginning in the first line containing a data statement. Okay, so data's being set, and then this is going to read the first and second, and then, you know, continue iterating. So it's gonna, okay, so it's gonna iterate through all of that. That's so weird, but again, like, I don't know. I'm just used to C++. I didn't do a whole lot of BASIC when I was a kid, like, and even then I didn't understand what I was doing because I was pretty young. Okay, so R is, there's an iterator, R equals R plus 1. That's maybe the right, oh, that's your score out of 10. M, where is M? I don't see M being used. And then I don't, K is, okay, we'll just figure this out. We'll go step by step. So we'll start with int R is 0. Int M is 0. We'll figure out what these are later. And then we're going to, I guess, just make a array of strings. Data 1 is good, evil, life, death, angel, Damien. And then for these, we'll have 4 sets of data. I know I could make a 2D array, but I'm just gonna keep it like this for a minute. Because I have no idea. Maybe I should make this a 2D array, but then I can't really initialize it as easily, can I? Lies. For K, int K is 1, K is less than or equal to 10. Actually, I think I remember from previously that this index starts at 1 in BASIC, I guess. It wants to read one question, one answer, so string question answer let's do lowercase. Question is equal to, I assume, the very first set of data. So actually, this is gonna work out. We'll just do this. Why does it want it all on separate lines? Should each be typed as one line. Oh, 30, 40, 100, 250, 270, 290? I don't know. We're just gonna make this one array. I don't want to go out of bounds of the array. So we're setting those. And then otherwise in the loop, it has CLS clear the screen. I could do that. An easy way to do that is to just use a for loop to iterate to make all of the lines go up. I do have some C++ code elsewhere that I use to clear the screen though. Okay, print. What does blah make you think of? Then we input W, which is, I guess, the user's answer. User answer. If user answer is equal to answer, then 180. Wait, that doesn't say go to. Okay. We will follow up on that. Then we have another loop. What is chur string 6? What is that? Is that a thing? Convert a number between 0 and 255 into an ASCII character. So it's gonna output like 1 through 500 as ASCII. It's gonna be a bunch of garbage. Is that supposed to be what it looks like? Is the kid supposed to be like, whoa, look at all this weird data on the screen. Next L. Go to 230. So that'll loop and then go to 230. Otherwise, okay, I think, okay. Maybe if it says then... else. Maybe if it says then 180, that's just a, it doesn't need the go to, it just does it automatically, so then this would be the very good. And then we also print out a lot of characters, so we're just gonna put that over here because that seems like it would happen no matter what. Next L, and then R equals R plus 1, so I'm gonna make this equal to right. Right equals right plus 1, and then it goes to the next K. So if it's wrong, it goes to the next K as well. Either way, it seems like it prints out a bunch of character information, and then it's going to clear the screen, and then it's going to clear the screen once we're done with that. Maybe it's just supposed to look like the Matrix or something, but you know, in the 80s. Print, your score is right out of 10. If right is less than K, oh, well, let me go declare K elsewhere. Let's declare K before the loop, I guess. If right is less than K, then 290. Print, another one bites the dust. Otherwise, this one is under control. I think it's funny that, like, the whole idea of this game is, like, it obfuscates what the program does because BASIC is not as easy to read as, like, a more modern language. Bad. Oh, I didn't get... because it cleared immediately. What if we, I could also put a pause in here. Let's put pause. We'll put pause at the end of the loop. Pause! And we need to have pause. Okay. I think it's supposed to be evil, maybe. No, where's my screen of weird characters? Also didn't pause. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of clear screen for now. Evil. Look at all these weird characters. Gonna get rid of these. We don't care. We don't need that. I'm gonna also not make this have an int else, just so we get a really weird thing. Evil. Blah! What does life make you think of? Well, I probably need some end lines at least. There we go. Okay. Good makes me think of evil. Very good. What does life make you think of? Why did it do this twice? I don't know. I don't know anything. What does my life make you think of? Depression. Wrong. What does angel make you think of? Devil. Wrong. What does soft make you think of? Hard. Very good. What does act make you think of? Brute. Another one bites the dust. Wait, 3 out of 10. Why did it... It didn't ask me 10 things, did it? I'm gonna output. Let's do question K. Evil. What else do we have? Life, death, angel, devil? Damien. Damien. Oh, wait a minute. No? Okay, I mean, it's displaying question 6. Okay. Soft, hard, brute. No, okay. I'm incrementing K twice just to get the data, but that's a whole different thing. So what we're gonna do is K is the iterator, so we'll keep that. This is gonna be K on its own, and answer index is K plus 1. We'll keep K plus plus over here. We'll have the question index in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm getting a phone call from my dad. Okay, where was I? So... I think I might do, 2 times K and 2 times K plus 1. I'm trying to think of that. So, when it's 0, it'll be 0 and 1. When it's question number 1, that'll be 2 and 3, so I think that's correct. Then we get all of the questions, and I'll just separate these out so it's easier to reference. And then we can answer all of the things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, 10 questions. So, we'll do this over here. What does good make you think of? Evil. Very good. Life, death, Damien. Hard, brute, criminal, flunk, hail, chaos, lies. This one is under control. I don't know why they have an if statement that asks if right is less than K when they hard-coded K going from 1 to 10. So K would be 10 at the end, so why not, if you're gonna hard-code it there, or make a variable that's like amount of questions. But, you know, that's just me and wanting to be able to read things. Okay, so I think that works. We will make a commit and commit this stuff. Just added, I guess I renamed that, whatever. Oh, there's a save file, there's extra stuff, whatever. Program 2 from Micro Adventure 5. So then this will be up on the repository. Okay, what is next after that program? That's just... Oh, there's some more story. Okay, let me see. I had to look at all my webcams. I keep buying webcams and I'm like, yes, let's finish this story. So I run it and I get all the questions right. I assume that's what's canon. The list gives you a familiar chill. So Brute is behind all of this. And if you're going to get out of here alive, you've got to play their game and win. Just then, you see Bert ambling back across the room, scratching his ear with the barrel of his gun. That does not seem safe. If he catches you with the wrong display on the screen, you might end up looking down the wrong end of that barrel. Run the basic program to get the game back on the screen. You'll have to play it correctly to prove to Bert and the other guards that you're under control. Type out your answers in all capital letters. Well, I think that is it for this program. We will continue on with our adventure next time and figure out this corona problem.